Boom, boom. This is Kenner, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got Soul Land Reloaded up today. We got a bunch of stuff dropped down here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. We'll go ahead and start from the top, work our way over. So there's a problem with the tasks. They've been having some issues with the Tyrant's Nest. This is inside the sect. So if you're not a member of the sect, this doesn't pertain to you. But it doesn't register. Okay. And also these watch 2 videos, that doesn't pop up until a bit later. It should pop up underneath the store. You'll see theater option here. Okay. Also, you'll see an option here to watch the videos as well for rewards. I do participate in those. You can usually a lot of the ads will only last like 5 seconds, and then the Xbox. The X up in the corner will pop up, and you can click on that and close it out and get the reward. Mainly because it's generally, every now and then I might pay attention to the ad if it's something new, but generally it's the same games over and over and over again, so it's really nothing that interesting. But so that will clear out as well. But let's go ahead and take a look. So we do have, unfortunately, they popped up an Awakening event, which we just had one. So really haven't had really much of a chance to actually rebuild back up, chests very far. So, but it's a chance to get some more core. So, you want to do it. I mean, these, anytime you can get your hands on the silver, you want to do that because this is required for your awakening. So that is nice that they do that. I wish they would stick it in here. But, so there's a chance to get some here, and there'll be also, of course, a way to get some inside of the, make sure you purchase these, of course. You should also purchase the Oscar sausages as well, just for more stamina. And you'll be able to get some here inside of the Awakening chest. You want to try to get at least 10 times. I should be able to get, over the course of the 3 event, I'll be able to get to the 10 times. I could do it 9 right now, and I'm only 3 short, so I'll be able to get, open up the Awakening chest here in this. 10 times, and that'll get me the 10-6. That'll get me 20 more. I'm in the process of trying to finish up the quest to do the awakening. I should have been a little bit more. I should have been a little bit more selective with my awakening, with the sunken silver, simply because of the fact that I should have held on to it. But I had no idea that they were going to start throwing in max awakening that early inside of the event. I mean, that's just it just didn't seem, this is 2 soul masters achieve equipment awakening master 5. This is max. Okay, this is max awakening. Okay, and that takes a lot of stuff. If I'd known that they were going to throw it this early in, because this right here, the bosses in these are going to be like pity bosses. I got to beat the bosses in this like when I was at level 50. But they threw this in here. Way. See, look. 77 million is what you need. I'm at 1433, and that's because of this awakening. I didn't spend the awakening. I should have been a little bit more functional on that. And I was not. So, but you're playing from a free-to-play perspective, such as I am. Things like this happen. So I have him max awakened. So that's the thing. And then I just got to work on these 2 right here. So I'm basically going to need 48. So I'm going to need 48 twice. So I'm going to need 96 of them. Okay, and I've only got 17. So it's going to be quite some time before I'm actually to the part where I'm going to be able to do it. The hard part is, of course, awakening the weapon, but I've managed to do that on 2 of them. I've got I've got Hermax on the weapon, so I've taken care of the hard part, which is getting all of those tickets. But now I just need to get my hands on 96 of these. They don't offer them very often. They need to offer them more frequently. They do have the event, and you can't get some, but you can't get very many of them. Okay. So, well, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so they do have an awakening event up. If you want to spend money, of course, you can actually, but this is, I'm not going to spend $30 just to get 45 of the beast. That's not a very good price. Extremely overpriced for something that is only going to be effective for one thing. So I'll just have to get it out through here. Okay, and this will get me 20, so I'll be closer. I'll be up to 37, but still nowhere. So hopefully they'll have somebody that can get them, and I'll of course get some. Each time you do an awakening chest, you get one. So make sure that when you do decide to open your chest, that you make sure that you do it 10 at a time. Never do one. Okay, except for the free one that you get, of course. But never, ever, ever just do one chest. You always wait until you can do a 10 pull, so you're guaranteed to get a deep sea sunken silver. Because I was hoping that they would do something, and actually, that would be really nice. Would be to actually stick them here in the shop. Would have been really nice if you could stick them in here so we could purchase them with tickets. That would be really nice. But that's not an option. Really, the only way to get them is from a 10 pull on the Awakening chest, and when they have an event. And the events have been far and few between for the Sunken Silver. So, it is what it is. But they flashed up 2 real quick here. So we'll participate in that, of course. Everything else is pretty much the same. They do have another animated roulette. If you remember the Shrek reunion, this was pretty cool. Okay, this required you to go outside of the actual game to AGN's website. So they're going to have that again, except it's going to be the Stardust Sacrifice now. So, and it opens up tomorrow. So we'll have a video tomorrow, and we'll go over the Stardust Sacrifice. What you need to do is you need to make sure that you have an AGN account, so that you can access the AGN website and do this event, because you're going to have to go outside of the game to get that. It'll be automatic. You'll click on a link and it'll take you directly to the website, and you'll be logged in. So if you're logged into the game, of course you're logged into the website. So make sure that you have that set up. Okay, so that's one of the things that you want to make sure that you get done as well, and that's in the bind. Okay, so make sure that you do have that set up, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to get to it, and it's going to be really good. So make sure that you definitely have a bind set up, so that if something happens, you'll be able to actually get back into the game, because I know they said some people had some problem with it. I didn't. It's always worked out fine for me. But yeah, make sure that you do have a bind set in place up. Another reason that you definitely want to have a bind set up is because of the fact that they're going to be having a new server. Okay, so anytime there are server additions, server combinations, you want to make sure that you have your account binded, so that if something happens, where you can't get in, you'll have your account binded. You should be able to get in, and if you do have to reinstall the game, or if you do have to go to a different device, if you're bind, you'll be able to keep your progress. So it's very important that you at least have it binded somewhere. Okay, so you should see the new server entry when you log into the game. It flashes up with the new server message, and then they have a listing of when the server is going to go live in other places. Just the expansion of the game. It's doing really well, so that is to be upward set up. So we got 2 Kings concert. Definitely want to make sure you're participating in this. Cosmo Protector stuff. This, of course, the last day. So making sure that you have pulled everything that you want inside of here. Okay, and make sure that you got the actual weapons. But they do have the Asura Divine Sword back up. This is a chance to upgrade that unit. So you definitely want to participate in that. It's getting you a little bit closer to where it's at. If you look into the sale here, I was able to take up my Godly Form Asura to 2 stars now from the items we got inside of here. Okay, so make sure that you snatch those up, because that's very important, because that really takes the Godly Form Asura to the point where you should definitely be using this in your team. So now that it's got 2 stars, okay, you should be using it anyway, simply because you want to use because these S's are not good. You can only have 2 at a time, so you can only have 2 destruction and 2 hit point. So keep that in mind. Sea God set. I got a bunch more chest for the Sea God set, Sea God's Trident. It's not useful. I've got it maxed it out some time ago. So, it's maxed. So there's really not a whole lot I can do in terms of that. I can do, amplification is maxed out as well, but I can do some amplification on this. So I'm just waiting to get 90 so we can break through on this and increase that. I'm going to focus on the SS Plus. I'm not going to focus on the SS anymore since they're pretty much as far as I can get with them. And they're throwing chests out for this. And anytime they have any of the divine events up, they always throw out shards for those two because they're SS. So you should be able to complete them. As you can see, I'm going to get a bunch more of them. But like I say, at this point in time, I don't know what to do with them. I'll just keep the chest and hold. And set to, maybe we'll have something else when the unit comes. We'll be able to utilize those shards to actually upgrade something of previous cost. At this point, I'm not going to dissolve them because I might need the shards for something else. So we'll have to wait and see. But if it gets to the point where we're not seeing anything, then yeah, I might go ahead and dissolve them in the future and just use the tools to buy bulk, something in bulk. Got an expiring. That is, of course, these tattered pages. Those are used inside of the event here. So make sure that you purchase whatever you can out of there. Okay. And like I say, in this, make sure that you do purchase just about everything in here. I purchased the 15 shards. I purchased the 30 shards for this. Purchased the amplification stones. And of course, sauce. Anytime you can get some sausage, just use to purchase sausages because that's your stamina, and that allows you to make sure that you always complete this on a daily basis, so that you're getting the shards that you can work on the divine skills for some of the characters. Maxing out your some of your SS character divine skills is very important. As you know, we're coming up. We're going to have Tank Sand is going to be next. SS plus Tank Sand. Then they're going to have an SS plus Wu, and then they're switching over to SSS, which is the new level of characters. I assume this will probably be the final level. Maybe not. In all the games that have go to this, SSS is the final level. They might have an SSS plus. I don't know. That would be a little redundant, but we'll have to see. But yeah, so we're going to be getting some new characters. They've got SS characters, SSS characters. They've got a full set. You're going to see, as you showed in the video, you can watch the last video I did on info from the China server. Yeah, we've got Dai's going to be in there, an SSS version of Dai. And there'll be SS versions of new healers, new tanks. That'll be taken up to SSS at triple S. So we'll have to see how those characters compare with the SS Plus. You're obviously going to see a base stat increase, but whether or not they're going to be something to look at is something we'll have to make a decision. I mean, how easy are they going to be able to get? Are we going to be able to get them easy like we can the SS Plus? Don't know. We'll have to see. But we'll make that determination and that thing when we come to it. Okay, so we'll have a video tomorrow. We'll talk about the sacrifice event. But Asura Divine Sword is up. Make sure that you do this. We're close to him, not quite yet. If you look at the thing, you'll see that we're still about 10 shards away from him. From free to play. I'm free to play on this. I haven't spent any money on this game. So everything you're seeing here is achievable without spending any money. So we're at 80 on this. Okay, so we've got 10 more. Probably next divine weapon or divine tool event, we'll probably get the shards for that. But we'll have to wait for it. They do have the search. If you do want to purchase them with the money, you can get. Let's see, you need 10. So unfortunately, you'd have to go to this one. This one's not enough. You need to go up to this one, and this is too many. See, I hate when they do that. There should be 10 here. Okay, give me 10. Okay. So what you would probably do. And this would be purchase the 4. So yeah, there's not, you can't get to 10 either. 4, they can go to get to 8 that way. 8. So which yeah. See, you're gonna have to buy more than you actually need at this point. Of course, you could just, of course, go towards the next upgrade, but still, that they need to make that so that you can get just what you need to finish it. And hopefully this will get fixed pretty soon. But they did have some issues with that. They did a big update. There was a big update last night. And what they did was where they brought out the Asura Divine. They've also changed the loading screen. It was on the skiff. Now it's just a standard picture. So they've changed the loading screen. So they did some back-end changes. That's obviously because of the new server. Anytime you're bringing up a new server, it's a chance to, since you're going to have to update connections and stuff to the other servers, it's just a good time to go ahead and change things so that you can push them out for uniformity across the server farms. So that's what you see when you got these changes. But make sure your account is binded, please. Anytime there's a new server, make sure you got a binding. Okay. Also, because this is going to require you to leave the game, make sure that you got binding, because things can go. I did not. This went fine to me. I had no trouble with this at all. Completed it, went to the event. It completed it, had no trouble whatsoever. Okay? But some people did have trouble and got locked out of their account. So make sure that you have it binded so that when this comes off, we won't have that problem. Okay? And as always, that's up in system settings. Bind. I have it binded via Twitter and I have it binded via Facebook, just so that either way I'll be able to actually get bindings. But you definitely want to make sure that you have them, through the AGN website you can do that as well. Okay, but definitely want to make sure that you have everything set up properly. All right, now everybody, I hope you're paying attention to the growth fund, because we're actually getting very close to that here. I'm free VIP, 3 days away from getting 15,000 VIP points. I'll have logged in consecutive days for login, and this will give me 15,000 VIP points. Hopefully, getting close to where we want to go up to a next level. So again, something you need to keep an eye on. So 3 days away from that. So definitely watching that. This is really nice, the fact that they have this so that you can get all of these VIP points for free just by logging into the game. I think they're like one of the only, there's only a handful of games that offer free VIP. If a game doesn't offer free VIP, it's not worth playing. It indicates that it has a pay-to-win structure. As far as I'm concerned, it contains a pay-to-play structure. That means that there are base quality of life changes and quality of life items that are behind a paywall. As far as I'm concerned, that's not a free-to-play game. It might be something to kill time, but it's not a game that I would invest any time in either, simply because of the fact that, that if they put basic functions times 2, times 3, times 4 behind VIP and then make that VIP so that you have to pay, nah, that's not a free-to-play game. I have very, very, very high levels of things before I could say a game is free to play. So that's where we're at. But this game's been free to play so far. Haven't found any problems. I haven't spent any money. Got all the characters, all maxed. Some of them are maxed. So we'll have to see how it goes with the SSS characters. But in most, if they keep with the tenor of the game, I think we'll be able to get them as well. All right, so that's it. So get in there. Remember, Awakening event. Don't overlook this. Okay, definitely want to make sure you log in, because you get these right here, and these right here can be used to spend just more deep sea silver, and these can be used to open up more chests, which allow you to get enough for the deep sea silver. So definitely want to make sure that you do log in at least to gather that stuff and take part in that event. Also take part in this. Make sure you do purchase the shards right here for the Godly Form Asura. This should allow you to take it up to 2-star. Okay, anytime you can star up an SS plus, it's a boost. As you can see, it did give me a little bit of a boost inside of my BP, as always. But yeah, so definitely want something to focus on. Other than that, everything seems to be going good. We'll have a video tomorrow. We'll talk about this anime related event and see what it's got. I assume it's going to be the second part of the actual. If you're following the anime, this is Shrek 7 when they were fairly new. Okay, it's a reunion. So after they came, they disappeared. Tang San, went with his father, got to meet his mother, went through his transformation, because as you can see, he looks completely different from when he left. But after the reunion, everybody had changed a little bit. So I think here we're going to be seeing them at near peak or peak level. So it should be pretty good in terms of graphically enhancements. It'll be nice, and we'll have to see. But yeah, we'll go over that tomorrow when it pops up. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. And remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell. Click on it. You get notified each time we drop a video. Kendrick coming at you from the corner. Signing out.